Hi guys, I'm Gabby,
I'm Sophia.
and this is our case presentation.
Okay, so Starbucks was founded by Howard Schultz. He's on the picture on the right over here. He was the CEO until 2000. He wanted to just create a European style coffee house in the US. His method to like his approach for creating Starbucks was he wanted to be like a home away from home and work. And he really wanted to create like the Starbucks experience. So he made it much more about like you go to the coffee place, you get to sit down, you get to have your coffee, and you get to work, and you get to like talk to people. And he was very much focused on like customer aspect, not really on like the food and everything. He was much more focused on how people felt coming out of there. Um, it was doing really well for a while, but then after he stepped down as CEO, they really wanted to just expand it and get a bunch of stores all across the US. And that was actually like a really big problem. They had a huge downfall in 2007 that we'll talk about later on. So Howard Schultz was reinstated in 2008. The stock price was down 80%. And um, to like rebrand the company, Howard Schultz closed down every Starbucks for 3 hours to conduct nationwide employee training to focus on customer support and experiences. Additionally, they created the Starbucks Reserves. Those are new flagship stores that are in major cities, like they're in New York, they're in Tokyo. They have a bunch all over the world. There's one actually in my hometown as well in Palm Springs. They also created the Starbucks Rewards app where you can mobile order and you can also like look at the menu and you can get your stuff ahead of time. And basically, what we wanted to emphasize, the most important takeaway is how the customer's happiness is the most important part of success.
And for the key terms that apply most from this chapter to our presentation are brand equity, product mix, service variability, social marketing, and special product. Brand equity is the differential effect that knowing the brand name has on customer response to the product and its marketing, or in other words, it's the measure of the brand's ability to capture consumer preference and loyalty. Product mix is the set of all product lines and items that a particular seller offers for sale. So for Starbucks, it's the food, beverages like teas and coffees, protein bowls, and salads, and more. Service variability is the quality of services that may vary greatly depending on who provides them and when, where, and how they're provided. Social marketing is the use of traditional business marketing concepts and tools to encourage behaviors that will create individual and societal well-being. And lastly, specialty product is a consumer product with unique characteristics or brand identification for which a significant group of buyers is willing to make a special purchase effort.
So now we're going to talk about our analysis of the company. So the Starbucks franchises showed amazing success as I started when they originally started. But then as they started to focus their shift more on expanding and having the company grow, they lost their original focus, which is what drew people to them in the first place, which is all about the experience. In 2007, Jim Donald, he was the CEO at the time, not Howard Schultz. He was one that really wanted to focus on expanding and essentially created the downfall of Starbucks at that time. There were, like in perspective, there were 10,600 shops already in all of the US, and they also had an additional 5 opening every single day. So this caused overexpansion to be the biggest factor to Starbucks' lowest point. Additionally, they had to deal with new competitors. So they had like Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's. They were creating coffee as well. And obviously, they're both pretty cheap companies too. So it was like, okay, you can get like a much cheaper one at Dunkin' Donuts and also get some food. But the thing that Starbucks really wanted to do is create the experience to make them different. So at the time, the brand equity greatly declined.
So for them to come back to where they fell to, the founder, Howard Schultz, comes back into the company as CEO again. He decides to turn to national television advertising to lure customers back in, which was a big change from their traditional reliance on word of mouth influence. And this shows the use of social marketing. So they would time their ads for the holidays in order to better advertise their seasonal drinks, which have grown to be their main specialty products. And then there was a second shift in focus, which was to improve Starbucks's service variability through a refined product mix. New products were made through acquiring more beverage brands such as Tivana, Evolution Fresh, and Starbucks refreshers. And then they also had more premium food options such as sandwiches, hot breakfast goods, protein boxes, fruit, and a lot more. So overall, all of these new products being added to the product mix increased the quality of services and thus improved the service variability. And these changes proved to be successful because Starbucks' customer count and profits have doubled within the past 4 years.
Okay, so now we have our quiz break. So the first question we had for you guys was, what was the main cause of the downfall of Starbucks in 2007? So we have bankruptcy, overexpansion, disruption in the supply chain, or all of the above. I guess just, pause, say it out loud.
Okay, and then our second question is, what was Starbucks' original method of spreading awareness for their brand? And we have social media, TV advertisements, word of mouth influence, or radio commercial ads. Pause for answer.
Okay, I'll go to the conclusion.
Okay. So to summarize, Howard Schultz wanted to bring a unique type of coffee house to the US, specifically focusing on the customer's experience. And this approach was proven to be successful when Starbucks experienced major declines in their company the minute their focus shifted on expansion instead of on their customers. So what we recommend for Starbucks to move forward is for Starbucks to stick to their original missions and goals, since changing their original goals proved to be the wrong choice.
Also, additionally, we said to focus on customer service. That's what they're completely known for. When you go to Starbucks, you're very much greeted, you're like welcomed inside, and they very much like promote how much they're welcoming to everyone. Additionally, we said that consistency is really important for Starbucks, because I feel like if you go to any sort of Starbucks in anywhere, you'll see that like all the menus are the same, you know exactly what you want going there. And I think that's good that way they keep their variety like where it's necessary. So like Gabbi mentioned, they have a bunch of different drinks now with like Tivana and Evolution, and that's really good for variety, but they should also keep like what they also know. So we just said to keep that. Discussion questions. So for mine was, what are some important decisions that marketers must make in developing and marketing individual products and services?
And then for my discussion question, it's, what are some of your guys' special products that you find yourself always buying?
I guess I'll just,
and
here's our resources.
Thanks for watching.